Maybe a good way is to tell you how it began.
Okay, sounds good.
And that was a number of years ago, maybe 10 years ago. And I was in my bathroom looking in the mirror, and I had a rash on my skin that I get now and again. And I was just grabbing for the cortisone cream to put it on there. And I heard a voice in my head saying, "Would you like to know a different way of dealing with this?" And so I got quiet and I started to see a little movie running in my head, showing me in the movie going like this where the rash was. Mm-hmm. And so I looked in my mirror and that's what I did. And to my astonishment, in a moment or two it stopped itching, and in about 2 to 3 minutes all the rash was completely gone. So that got me really interested in what is all this about.
So it started with your personal health, your personal self, that you were able to heal in a moment's effort.
Yes, this very superficial type of a thing. Right. Yes. And for the next year, when something would happen that would be trouble, let's say I would get a cold, I think the next thing that happened is that I got a cold. Mm-hmm. And the voice said, "Would you like to work on your cold?" And so then I saw another movie of how I would do that and working with the respiratory system. And at the time I had a sore throat. And as I worked, again, to my astonishment, within a moment or two, it wasn't hurting anymore. And the cold didn't go away instantly, but I did work on it 2-3 times a day for 2-3 days. It never got bad, and it was gone, and the sore throat never came back. So after a period of time, I began to get brave and to ask my friends if I could work with them. And then it has gone on from there, and now it's a healing practice that I have in my home. I still just use the intuitive messages that come into my mind. I haven't had organized training in any particular methodology like Reiki. And the person comes and tells me what they can tell me about what their issue is. And then they lay down on my massage table, and I use my hands to just see where energy or love would be helpful. And my hands are drawn to the place where, in that moment, I guess that area is the area that most needs the attention. And I'm not sure what to say. It's like this love flows through me, coming from my head and pouring out of my hands and into the person, multi-level, not just their physical body, but the other levels of their being as well. And things change. Things can balance or normalize. And so then I go to where my hands again feel interested. And
so do you feel that the healing is coming definitely through your hands?
For me, it comes in different ways for different people. For me, it's very much about my hands. I'm sure it doesn't need to be, but that's how it is. Again, that's an automatic thing too. It's not something that I decide to do and try to do. It just happens when I decide I'm going to be working. As soon as I do, it's like my personality and my mental activity goes over here and waits. Mm-hmm. And so then I don't have thoughts. I might have the sense that I'm receiving something like thoughts, but they're not the same as when you think and have a thought. It's got a different feeling to it. When my mind is active, my ability decreases. If I've had a lot of stress and there's something really on my mind and I don't actually, or let's say I'm in a car and someone's got a problem, we're in a traffic jam and there's lots of activity going on, then my mind might not completely do that. and it just changes the nature of it. It's not as it doesn't feel as powerful or as effective. So it's kind of an automatic thing that happens. I think it's coming from source, whatever we would say that is.
Okay.
And
So-
I think it's love.
Okay.
And then in the presence of love, things normalize or things balance. This is my sense about what's happening.
So love is like an energy that's everywhere, that can be focused onto the part of the body in order to heal it. And you are a conduit for that love.
As probably we all are. And some of us choose to
yes,
do it and
yes.
some don't, or some maybe are more open to
Yeah.
doing it than others. It seems like the voice of an angel. And
Okay.
I'm not sure what it is. I've had many messages like that since then, and they don't seem to be the same voice or the same type of feeling underlying it. And I don't know what it is, but I think of it as an angel talking to me.
And there are different ones that have a different sense to you, or a different voice.
I don't know if it's different ones, but some are very matter of fact and pragmatic and scientific, and they speak quickly, and others feel like a soft and very feminine, comforting sort of a person or transmission.
Well, just fascinating. I'm really pleased. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure.